Well, Gaffer, reflecting on Saturday with the dust setting a bit, what's been your message to the players looking back at that tour?
I think the biggest word is complacency. I think for probably 80% of the game, probably a little bit more, we was really, really good. We should have been 3 or 4 up at half time. Start the second half really well, and then just one switching off from a set play, and obviously it brings them back into the game, and to concede so quickly after it was another huge disappointment. But then I have to take my hat off to the players that they did respond well, and if anybody was looking to win the game, it was definitely us. So a really good performance. Unfortunate or disappointing to drop 2 points, but we have to look at it in a bigger context of the fact that we've played the last 3 games and got 7 points is a good return. So we scratch it off now, we reset, and we make sure that we're ready to go against Sutton.
There were some positives come out of the game. One of them, Russell Tiriu, another couple of goals, playing for that central role. In terms of his development in that role, are you liking what you're seeing?
I don't think it's development. I think it's just been, that's what we need at the moment. Obviously he's got an opportunity because of injuries and suspensions to other, and he's took his opportunity. One thing I will say about Ruel is when the ball goes in the box, he gets in the middle of the goal and he gets across people. And if you do them 2 things, you know, you've always got opportunities to score. We would like the amount of. I'd love to play with Paul Smith when he plays on the right, because I know he's going to beat his man. I know he's going to get to the byline. I know he's going to cross it. So we should be getting in the back post. We should be filling the different zones in the 6-yard box. And at the moment, there's only Ruel that only wants to do them hard yards to get in there. So brilliant. I think he's matured over the last 6 months. He's becoming a leader in terms of his performance on the pitch and his vocal. I like Ruel. He's some kind of. He reminds me a bit like myself when I was younger. He's a bit of a street kid, I think he's developing really well. He's coming on a treat.
One thing Ruel we've seen in the last couple of years is that the season doesn't really seem to set on fire till about March. What can you do about that?
We think because he's Turkish, he likes the sun. So at the start of the season he's on fire, and then he doesn't like November, December. But we I was only joking. He had a tough start to the season because he had COVID. He then come back, he picked up a little niggle. He then come back, he was starting, I think it was Newport away. And he was injured the night before, so he was ill the night before. So he's just been a little bit like Drennan, a bit stop-start season. I took him out against Carlisle just because I wanted an impact off the bench. So we know that, well, when he comes off the bench, he's a real handful, and he changes the game. So even though it sounds weird that I'm dropping him, because I know he's effective off the bench, and it sounds weird, but he coming against Carlisle, he had a big hand in the winning goal there, and he's got his opportunity in the last 2 games up front, and the return of 3 goals from 2 games is really good. And like I say, he wants to get in the middle of the goal, he wants to get across people, and when he's around that 18-yard box, he wants to shoot. So it's no surprise, we see it in training all the time. He's actually better finishers at the club, but he's quite ruthless. He wants to, he can be selfish at times, which forward players need to be, and he's always looking to manipulate the ball to get shots off.
Sort of start for Jamie McCart at the weekend. First kind of start for a while, and obviously the games he'd had come in initially, maybe some difficult circumstances, but Jamie's performance on Saturday, what did you make of it? I
thought he was good in possession, composed. I think in terms of his season, it's been really difficult for him, because when we're starting to get him going, we played Tranmere away, and for the first 15 minutes he was ropey, and then for the next 70 minutes he was very, very good, and we thought, okay, he's getting going now. And obviously when you pull a calf, you're always wary with calf, so he's probably trained for the last 2 weeks. The last week he's trained really, really well, so deserved his opportunity. But there's other people in the squad that deserve the opportunity. We just wanted that balance of a left footer. Shadrach should be playing. I think Shadrach's a hell of a talent, but the way that he's trained over the last 2 or 3 weeks, we've spoken to him, he accepts that he's not trained to the standards that is required, and the values that I have. I won't pick a player if they're not performing or giving maximum effort into training. So I think we've got really good options there. I think McCart's a really, really good player. I think Shad's an outstanding young talent. And then we could have played Tomo, but we wanted that. We didn't want to move Beckles across to the left and move 2 positions, rather we just wanted to try and be secure. So I think he's got 90 minutes under his belt. It's important now he trains well this week, and then we'll see where we go on Saturday.
Saw yesterday some nominations in the season awards. I know obviously they don't mean anything until the season's done, but one in particular, Jaden Sweeney picking up Young Player of the Year award, pretty testament to his kind of hard work and dedication this year.
No, I'm pleased with him. He's come on a treat. Listened, focused, determined in training, and obviously he's very, very coachable. He takes on information really well, and his athleticism gives us a new dimension when we needed it. You know, he went on them in that run, and he came in and he just gave us we changed the way that we play a little bit, and we built up with a three at the back. So he gave us a real good dimension with Sadly on the left. So I'm really pleased for him. Very surprised that El Mazouni's not. I don't know what the age limit is, but I'm very surprised that El Mazouni's not in it, because for me he's been the best young player in this division anyway.
On to Sutton United this weekend, a team that have probably overgrown their expectations in the last couple of years and punching towards the playoffs. So what can we expect from them?
No, I think that when you get promoted from the National League, sometimes your first season can be the easiest season, because you've got that momentum, you've got a stable squad, and you want to just carry that good feeling on. And they've done that. They just finished outside the playoffs last year, which was a really good start for them. And then the second season, sometimes it might not go as well. And we played a mill in the season. You had a horrendous injury list. And I would say that if they would have kept their full squad for the whole season, I would imagine that they'd be probably in the playoffs now. So I spoke on Saturday. Matt's done a really good job this season. You have to get over them injuries. And then when they got everybody back fit, they went on a tremendous run to just outside the playoffs. But you have to take your hat off. I would imagine, I don't know the financial situation there, but I would imagine his budget will be towards the low end. So to be finishing, I think they're at the 8th now, 8th or 9th, that's really is a good return. So congratulations to him on another good job. You look at, I was nominated for manager of the season with a couple of others. There's probably 4 or 5 in and around the playoffs with the budgets that they've got that you expect to be up there. But if you put Sutton's budget, I'd imagine it'd be bottom 6. So for him to outform his budget probably by 12, 14 places is a fantastic achievement. There is
chance mathematically promotion can be achieved this weekend.
Stupid question.
I haven't asked a question.
I don't ask.
No.
Go on. I'll let you finish your stupidity. Go on.
Would you use that when speaking to players,
No.
or do you just speak to them about the game itself?
No, just the game itself. I told you it was a stupid question. No, for me, and this is where you get to this time of year and people become complacent. You start thinking about what's going to happen in 2 hours, 2 days, next week. Don't. If you're a left back, concentrate on what you can do to impact that game. If you're a right winger, concentrate on what you can do to impact that next moment, that next action. And if we all do that, then statistically over the last 53 league games that I've had since we've been here, we will accumulate enough points to get where we want to go. If you start thinking too far ahead, football kicks you in the ass.
Injury-wise, seen Dan Happy and Theo Archibald running again. Are they the only two that are still kind of pushing towards the team? Obviously got Ed Towns as well from the week.
Yeah, Ed should be okay to be back in the squad. We just needed to nip it in the bud. It was getting worse and worse. So hopefully the 3 or 4 days rest that he's had will do him good. Dan Hatt won't be in the squad. Potentially might be Crew at a push, maybe Mansfield. So that's obviously tremendous news for him and for us. Aaron Drinnen will potentially be back for this weekend. Theo, again, probably between Crew and Mansfield. So at the moment, Drinnen's the only one looking likely to be back from the last squad.
Over 1,500 O's fans got tickets for Sutton. I'm sure you could probably double that if we had the allocation. We saw away at Salford, some great scenes, and I'm sure everyone's hoping for more the same.
So if we've sold double the amount of tickets than we had at Salford, we expect double the noise. I think Salford away was one of the highlights from our season. Stockport away was another highlight because of the supporters. Sometimes when you're a manager, the game's flashing by and you don't take in the moment, you don't enjoy it while it's happening. So when you always think back about games, you'll resonate with certain moments in the game or certain tactical things that you might do, and obviously the goals. But for me, the memory's about the supporters. So the support at Salford was fantastic, as it was at Stockport early in the season. So we've got a few great away games in the next couple of days. Obviously local derby. So I expect double the noise, and obviously the impact that the supporters have is bigger than the impact that I have. I promise you.